All right, let's pick up that conversation with the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Minister Velenkosini Hlabisa, who joins us now for that. Minister, good evening. Thank you for your time. So, National Treasury had withheld the Equitable share for very specific reasons that had to do with unfunded budgets, failure to service the debt to bulk service providers, the big utilities, unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure. Are you comfortable as government, and you specifically as minister, are we to read then from the reinstatement of the Equitable share now that somehow the municipalities concerned have demonstrated remarkable progress on these matters in the space of a mere 3 weeks?
Good evening, as well as the viewers of SABC. Indeed, progress was done as a remarkable number of municipalities complied, but of course, there were still 21 municipalities who could not meet the requirements, but we agreed that money must be released in order to avoid a total collapse of services, as some of them were unable to pay salaries. We will be coming closer to all our municipalities, especially those that are struggling on service delivery, to ensure that, one, we provide support. Before we demand the results, support must be given and activate all three spheres of government: our premiers, our MECs, SALCAM, to ensure that our municipalities reach the maximum performance in terms of what is due to be done by them.
So it feels as if, Minister, that this tool was quite blunt, wasn't it? This tool of withholding the Equitable share, because you, National Treasury, and I suppose with your participation, and you can clarify later, took this move that says, in order to address these concerns, we are withholding the Equitable share. Then the municipalities started squealing, for lack of a better word, and saying that service delivery is suffering, and you blinked. Was this the most effective tool, or was it a blunt tool, the withholding of the Equitable share?
No, with the remaining 21 municipalities, the challenge is systemic in some of them. And whatever you can do, they cannot comply. There are municipalities as early as April who were unable to pay salaries, unable to pay the service providers. Why? Those are municipalities who adopted unfunded budget, because they adopt the budget and say we're going to spend so much money, knowing very well they don't have that money. But coupled with that, what we also agreed with National Treasury is that a similar tool must be applied even to government departments at a national level and provincial governments, because the government departments, including provincial governments, they owe billions of rands to our municipalities. So now, this is going to work if it is applied in all angles, so that the monies due to municipalities are also paid by the government entities and government departments. And when we give a close monitoring, support, oversight role, and giving assistance. And one thing I raised even today was that municipalities that are experiencing this problem, it goes down to the competency of the officials.
Yeah.
A competent MM and CFO cannot adopt the unfunded budget. A competent mayor and finance committee will send back the unfunded budget to officials that we can't table this to council, go and rectify it.
So, Minister, apologies, Minister, I've got to press you because of time. Even if we confine ourselves to those 20 or so municipalities that you say they simply could not comply no matter what you wanted them to do because of the objective systemic issues that they face. Let me ask you again, and I think the question is more direct. Was this the best tool out of the toolbox, in a toolbox that included other options where, at least confining ourselves to those 20 or so municipalities, you had the option, for example, of placing them under administration?
It will be costly to place 21 municipalities under administration because you are adding cost to people whom you give money and they don't use it correctly. And if you want to place a municipality under administration, it's a process. It just doesn't happen over a short period. This has kicked off a process which is also going to help even municipalities because a similar tool is going to be used to people who owe them, which is the government departments and provincial government, which is a lot of money.
I see.
And I urge everybody to cooperate to ensure that we make our municipalities functional by paying what is due to them.
Let's talk about the origins of the decision. Was this, in your reading, Minister, in your understanding of how it unfolded, was it a purely technocratic decision, a decision about municipalities are engaging in these practices we don't like, we've tried everything, we're simply going to now withhold the equitable share? Or was there a degree of politics that came into play, political consideration? Were you, for example, consulted before this decision was taken by National Treasury and gave it your thumbs up?
The process how the law allows National Treasury to activate the system of consultation, it is within Treasury, provincial Treasury, and that process was done. And that is why we got involved in the process, as we are now fully part of the way forward, as well as to say, here we can't have a solution now. Can we not release this money? And we have agreed. And I think we rather better concentrate now on how to take this process forward. But National Treasury got involved in a process as permitted by the Constitution.
With due respect, Minister, that's a bit of a politician's answer. I did not get the answer to the question of whether or not you were consulted before the decision was taken.
The National Treasury did consult us, but the consultation is within the prescript of the Constitution. And he followed that prescript of the Constitution in terms of the consultation, even consulting us. And that is why now we are saying, let us bring more players in the playing field so that we can have the best way to activate the whole system in resolving this challenge.
All right, gotcha. Minister, thank you for your time this evening. That's the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Minister Velenkosini Hlabisa, reflecting there on the latest developments around the equitable share to local municipalities.